hands down.
Hands down shit, you know what I mean?
The Marlins, baby, the Marlins. This mug is all for the streets, B. You know what I mean? Welcome. Thanks for coming in and joining me here at Hands Down Sports. This is the Starting Lineup Podcast, my G. Today, of course, MLB has gone to the next round, and we got all the teams playing today, starting at 2 p.m. I'll break that down a little bit, see who's going to win these game ones. I'm going to go over the 49ers and Rams game Thursday night, go over some stats and some possible, fantasy, football kind of things going on with those two teams and who might be available out there. I'm going to show you my FanDuel pick for today, for this Sunday, para ganarme unos $500, first place, that's what I be, going for. And then my wins and losses for this week 5 in the NFL. You know what I mean? That's what I'm putting my guap on. So sit back, relax, that J, that yak, and I got you, my G. Well, to start off this MLB segment, I'm going to dedicate this video to who I think is the greatest second baseman of all time. As a player, not as a person, because, he made some huge mistakes and he's not. You know what I mean? He's made some stuff. I'm like, diablo, una peco, loco. But Roberto Alomar, he played for the Blue Jays, the Padres, Cleveland, and can't remember somebody else. But the Blue Jays are facing the Yankees. Let me see here, 4 p.m. today. Oh, wait, okay. We got Luis Gil, Dominicano, who's 4-1 this year, 3.32 ERA. His whip is 1.4. He can easily, step his game up today and dominate. I don't think they're going to win game 1. Most likely the Yankees are going to win game 2. But Kevin Gausman is pitching for the Blue Jays. He's 10-11, which is not a good record. His ERA is very high, 3.59. He had 189 strikeouts, and his whip is 1.06. I think with the Yankees being on a nice roll right now and how hot they are, and the Blue Jays were, sitting for a little bit, it might take them a little while to get these runs in and play really, really good. But they better step their game up right away if they want to beat the Yankees. They got to win at home. You know what I mean? Because if it comes to a game 5, me thinking there was going to be 7 games. You know what I mean? My dumbass. I'm telling you, if the Blue Jays get to a game 5, which I don't think they will, because I'm predicting that the Yankees will win this series. They are the better team. So, they had the same record, and however they got there to the end is all good. The Jays, did win the AL East, which congratulations to you guys, normally it's Boston or, the Yankees, shit like that. But we'll see. It's going to be a very exciting game. My cousins and them are going to be in my ear all day. You know what I mean? So I need some wins from the Jays to at least calm them down a little bit, because I'm not going to hear the end of it. At 2 o'clock, the Cubs and the Brewers play. And the Brewers got Freddy Peralta, Dominicano, on the mound. I think one of the best pitchers this year. 17-6, 2.70 ERA, 204 strikeouts, and his whip is 1.08. He's going to be facing Cubs' Matthew Boyd, who's also a good pitcher. 14-8, ERA, a little high, but not too bad. 3.21, had 154 Ks. So he's not a big strikeout guy, but in the playoffs that might change. And then a 1.09 whip. So I think Brewers are taking game one. I think that this will go to a best of 5, where the Brewers will win this series. But at the same time, go Cubbies, you know what I mean? At 6:30 today, we have the Dodgers and the Phillies. I'm rooting for the Phillies, and all y'all Dodger fans are going to be like, this one, hands down sports una mierda. But Shohei Ohtani is going to make his debut as a starter. We don't know how many innings he's going to pitch, especially if these guys from Philadelphia can start, hitting some home runs and getting on base and making him pitch, a lot of pitches per inning. We'll see. But Ohtani really doesn't have a, record of wins and losses and all this stuff. But, they slowly brought him in after the All-Star break, pitch 1 inning here, 2 innings there, So we'll see. I mean, it's Ohtani. He's really good at pitching, so, we'll see how comfortable he is in Philadelphia with those fans going rowdy and, la madre tuya, you big gambler, esto y lo otro. You know how they do, son. It's not safe over there. Now, of course, my Dominican compadre, Christopher Sanchez, is on the mound for the Philadelphia Phillies. I'm very confident he's going to dominate. It's, and the Dodgers lineup is Diesel, is official, is top of the line. But this man right here is going to shut it down. 212 Ks, 13-5 record, a 2.5 ERA, and then his whip is 106. I think the Phillies can beat the Dodgers in this 5-game series. If they bring it to a game 5, it's over. If the Dodgers sneak in a win in Philadelphia, I think they'll take the series. And that's the same way I feel about the Yankees. They win one in Toronto. The Blue Jays are not going to win in the Bronx, bro. I know Boston got one because they had a stud pitcher out there. But I don't think the Jays have that stud pitcher like that, my G. But we'll see, man. Those series right there, very interesting for me. One of those 4 teams is going to be in the World Series. That's how I'm going to say it. Then the nightcap is going to be the Tigers and the Mariners. I'm a fan of the Mariners. I want them to succeed. I want them to go far. If they can make it to the World Series, I would be very happy for this franchise. I don't think they're going to win it all, but we'll see how they do. It's a lot of pressure, you know what I mean? And this is where you make history. This is where you become a legend in the playoffs. Kiki Hernandez knows about that. In the regular season, this dude doesn't know what to do. In the playoffs, you gotta walk him. He's Barry Bonds. You know what I'm saying? All right, so Troy Melton, he's gonna be pitching for the Tigers. Really good ERA, 2.76. I don't know why he's pitching this first game, but the Tigers must have some confidence in this dude to go into hostile, circumstances and take it over. 36 strikeouts, 1.01 whip. I mean, I think he was relief, but we'll see how the Tigers do with that dude. But I'm going to root for George Kirby. He is from Rye, New York. I lived in Portchester and I lived in Sleepy Hollow, New York. And in Portchester, when I played baseball, Rye had an amazing team. I know that in Sleepy Hollow, we did play them like in a preseason kind of game, which we impressed their coaches because, Rye baseball, I don't know how it is right now, but when I was growing up, it was one of the best schools, in baseball. Well, George Kirby, good luck, my G. 10-8 record, a 4.21 ERA, which is the worst out of all these guys that are pitching today. 137 Ks, 1.19 whip. On FanDuel, he's the priciest pitcher. So, Rodriguez and your mans over there, Riley, get on base. hit it over the fence, my guy. Help Kirby out, because Detroit, their offense is really good. So exciting. I mean, these teams right here in the playoffs right now, man, really good teams. It's gonna be a treat for all of us baseball fans. That's my baseball segment, my guy. Let's go on to the NFL. So Thursday's game this week for week 5? Was the 49ers and the Rams. And us fans were happy. I mean, this was a really good game. Very interesting. The 49ers won by a field goal in overtime. The play that kind of ruined it for the Rams was that fumble by Kyren Williams at the goal line, second or first, yard and stuff. I mean, I couldn't believe it. Punched it out. That was horrible. But the stats are awesome. So Matthew Stafford, 389 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, killing it. Kyren Williams, 14 carries, 65 yards. He also had 8 receptions for 66 yards and 2 receiving touchdowns. In football fantasy, that was huge, my G. And there's people out there that I hear them, I'm like, you don't like Kyren Williams? Babe, this guy's a really good football player. Now, he did mess up. Hey, man, shit happens, right? But the team, they have super confidence in him. He was still out there, when they came out again in the overtime. So it is what it is. Now, Puka Nacua, 10 receptions, 85 yards, which he missed, getting 100 again, but that's okay. He had a receiving touchdown. Devontae Adams, 5 receptions, 88 yards. I was hoping for him to get a little bit less because the guy that I'm facing has Devontae Adams, but yeah, what can you do, my G? He's really good. Now, the 49ers, Jake Tongs, the tight end, 7 receptions, 41 yards, and a touchdown. Recuerda, you saw my other video on the waiver wire for this week. He was on that list. Kendrick Bourne, which I also mentioned, but I didn't think he was going to have this is a superstar game. He missed a touchdown. That's what he needed. But 10 receptions, 142 receiving yards. That's huge, man. Pick him up, bro. Pick him up. All right. CMC, Christian McCaffrey, the greatest of all time. 22 carries for 57 yards. I don't know, B. He's been doing that the whole season, right? 50, 60 yards, 40 yards, rushing. But he's a beast on this side. 8 receptions, 82 yards, and a touchdown. You can't beat that, right? McCaffrey, who's not going to get hurt this season, right? All right. Now, my props goes to Mac Jones. Mac Jones, backup quarterback for the 49ers. He threw for 342 yards and 2 touchdowns. These guys did not throw a pick, which was awesome. I got to give it to Mac Jones. I can guarantee Patriot fans right now will be like, yo, ano tu taba loco when you play for us? You play like this for us? But, hey, man, you got to think about it, dogs. This dude was the next quarterback, right? After your man's left. The greatest of all time, Tom Brady. Just like Volpe, trying to be the next shortstop after Derek Jeter left. Like, these are legends. You know what I mean? These are guys that we're going to be talking about in their, sport for years. For years. Like, you know what I mean? So the pressure for these guys to come in and try to produce, tremendous, man. It didn't work out. I mean, Volpe's still playing for the Yankees, but, Mac Jones, it didn't work out. It's all good. But look what the 49ers got. Their man Purdy is hurt, and Mac Jones is playing this good? Yo, my dude, my salute to Mac Jones. If you need a quarterback in your football fantasy league, not a bad pickup right now, my G. I bet you he's on the waiver wire. Now, the teams that I'm going to choose to win this week 5. Don't hate on me, dogs. I don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Vikings are going to beat the Browns. Okay? Texans beating the Ravens. I shouldn't even say that, dogs. But Lamar Jackson is not playing. I don't know, dogs. I mean, it's in Baltimore. They have a chance. You know, I can't count them out completely. But I think the Texans are going to sneak in a win, and the Ravens are going to go 1-4. Tell me about it, my G. Now, the Giants are going to be playing the Saints. I don't have too much faith in the Saints. I think Dart is going to have a nice game. Scabudo, or however you pronounce his name, is going to have a nice game. I think Dart's going to spread the ball around because he has good wide receivers. He doesn't have Neighbors anymore, who's a stud, but I think they have enough to win this game. I'm going with the G-Men. I'm going with the Cowboys over the Jets. I'm sorry, Jet fans. I know you hate me right now. Guess they hold their hands down sports, but the Jets are not looking good. I mean, they almost beat the Dolphins, you know what I'm saying? So, and I was rooting for the Jets at that time. I was like, the Dolphins should have lost that game, but ya tú sabes, loco. The Cowboys, they got a high-powered offense, bro. But hopefully the Jets win. Let's go Jets. So the Colts are at home against the Raiders. I think the Colts can win that game. Dolphins against the Panthers. I'm going for the Dolphins. This game right here is a coin toss, but I'm going with the home team, Tampa Bay Buccaneers over the Seahawks. The Buffalo Bills should beat the Patriots. Not easily, but the Bills, come on, man. I'm going with the Eagles this week against the Broncos. Even though Broncos is a good team, they can sneak in a win here. I don't know why people hate on Jalen Hurts so much, but you'll see. Even when their two stud wide receivers don't even have a good game, this man here still gets the win. So Eagles, let's go fly, 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 como ustedes dicen. And I'm a Jalen Hurts fan. So if y'all think I'm a hater, loco. You know what I mean? Jalen Hurts, that's the man right there. The Cardinals are going to beat the Titans at home. The Cardinals are at home. They're going to beat the Titans. The Chargers go to Washington, I believe, or Washington goes to LA. No me recuerdo. But the Chargers are going to win this game, even though JD5 should play. It's going to be a good game. That could be a coin toss, too. The Lions should easily beat the Bengals. The Bengals are trash. Their offense, Brownie can't throw 15 yards. Jamar Chase is not going to get a catch. It's horrible over there. And then the Monday night game, even though I want to root for the Jaguars, but the Chiefs are going to get another one. And I hope that Brashard Smith kills it, baby. Vamos a ver. So let's go Chiefs. My FanDuel for this week, golf at the QB spot. Hall and Marks doing the running. You know what I mean? This week in my FanDuel. Para ganarme unos $500, tú sabes. I'm going to put St. Brown, so that way we have Golf and Brown doing their thing. Bang, bang, bang. You know what I mean? I'm going to go with Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm going to go with Waddle. Now that T. Hill's gone, Waddle, you're the man, doggy. Let's show what they've been missing out. This guy is a number one wide receiver, and we should be able to see that this week. I mean, come on, dogs. Who are they playing again? It doesn't matter. Bums. Let me see. I'm going with this week's my waiver wire guy at tight end, Tommy Tremble, North Carolina Panthers tight end. He's going to have a good game against the Dolphins, my G. Then my flex, I'm putting it in Gibbs because I have a really good feeling that they're going to run over these Bengals. I mean, their defense is very suspect. You know what I'm saying? And then I have the Cardinals defense, which I'm not too happy about, but they're playing the Titans, and the Titans are not really moving the ball down the field. So that's my picks, and that's my football segment today. Oh, you know what? I got to talk about this top 10 boxing thing that I saw. A little list for the 1990s best top 10 fighters. Prepárate, loco. Hold on. Let's go to the next segment. All right, so like I was saying, man, I'm going to go over this top 10. Pound for pound, best boxers in the 90s. This is from a boxing survey. I tried to see what created it. I couldn't find it. My friends that are into the boxing, they posted it. I didn't speak to them about it. I just liked this video. I was like, okay, this list of guys is crazy. Now, it showed their records, which all of them have amazing records. But then they have like something in parentheses, I'm thinking it's KO. So I'm going to leave this open. Let me know if I'm right or wrong. You know, I want to hear it in the comments, dogs, for all y'all real boxing fans that know this. You know, I'm going to look at it afterwards. You know what I mean? But this is how I want to set it up. So, number 10, Naseem Hamed. You guys all know who he was. He was very, entertaining boxer. He talked, slick. You know what I mean? He was over there. He had flavor. I liked watching him fight. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people wanted him to get knocked the hell out and this and that. 36-1 record with 31 KOs. Did he knock out 31 guys? He was known for a good power punch, right? Number 9, who I've never heard of before. His record is amazing. And I'm like, man, I never heard of this guy before. But I'm not into boxing like you guys. So you got to let me know what's the deal. James Toney. 77 wins. 10 losses and 3 ties. How do you guys say it in boxing? You know what I mean? With 47 knockouts. Apparently James Toney was also known for, some really strong hits. So the next dude, Ricardo Lopez at number 8. They used to call him Finito. Like it's over, son. He's knocking you the hell out. Now his record is diesel. Now I don't know why they don't really talk about this guy. Maybe he's not in the same weight class as Floyd, but 51-0 with 1 tie. 51-0, 38 KOs. That's what it is. You let me know, son. Tell me, son. I don't know these guys that much. Now, the next dude, I know he's like one of the greatest fighters in my point of view. For the little bit of boxing information that I have in my brain. Number 7, Lennox Lewis. In the 1990s, one of the best, right? Heavyweights, 41-2-1 with 32 KOs. Diesel. Now, number 6, somebody that I grew up knowing for his boxing career, because this guy had over 100 wins. Julio Cesar Chavez is 107, 6-2. He's not considered one of the greatest. I don't know why. I have no idea, dogs. 85 knockouts, 85 KOs. You telling me? Yo, son, look that up, son. I know I have to be wrong, bro. For real. But the record is real. 107 wins and 6 losses with 2 ties, dogs. That's legend. Julio Cesar Chavez is a legend, bro. And I know he had sons and maybe some other family members in the boxing as well. Who has 100 wins? That's like, who even has 100 wins? Only him? You let me know. Oh, let me know in the comments, dog. Who other boxers out there have 100 wins? You know what I'm saying? I gotta look it up now. At number 5, this is my guy. I'm Dominican. I'm not Puerto Rican. But Felix Trinidad. Tito. Yo, my dude, I love watching his fights, dogs. That dude he had some hits, bro. I was like, that guy's dead. 42-3 with 35 KOs. Felix Trinidad is number 5 on his list. Top 10 90s pound for pound boxers. They did some survey. They had some point, set up and schedule and, ratings and all this other stuff. I don't know. In the video, you have to see the video. You want me to send it to you? It's all good. It's on YouTube. You could probably look it up. But anyways, let's go into the top 4. So number 4, and this guy is official as well. You know, in real life, he didn't manage his money that good, but you know, Evander Holyfield, the real deal. He beat Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson bit off his ear, you know, because he couldn't beat him. Evander Holyfield is the truth, by Jay. 44 wins, 10 losses, 2 ties, 29 KOs. That's, yo, son, for him to be in the top 5, you can't disagree with that one right there. Now, the next guy is one of the dudes that's running the game right now. You know what I'm saying? Golden boy, Oscar De La Hoya at number 3. 39-6, 30 KOs. You know what I mean? You know, he was amazing, dog. I watched a lot of his fights. Official. He stamped his name in the boxing history, B, as one of the greatest, bro. For real. Now, number 2. And I've seen this guy, but nobody really talks about him. At least I don't hear him. I don't hear the name Parnell Whitaker. Sweet Pea. Yo, my G. He didn't even look like he was strong. But de una trompa loco, it was a wrap. 40 wins, 40 losses. My bad. 40 wins, 4 losses, and a tie. Or however you say it. I know I'm saying it wrong. I feel like I'm saying that wrong. 17 KOs. Which I'm surprised, 17, if that's the real number. I thought this dude would have more, knockouts, but it's all good. And then the number 1 guy on this list, my G, and this is one of my favorite boxers besides Mike Tyson, you know what I'm saying? Roy Jones Jr., bro. Now, I don't know how he lost 10 fights, but, you historians know. I don't know shit. Please teach me. I would love to learn. 66 wins with 47 KOs. I mean, in this bracket of things that they did for this survey, he was like top of the line. So, of course, he's the number 1 on this list. What you think about that, my G? Roy Jones Jr., pound for pound, one of the greatest of all time. You know what I mean? And he has a dope podcast. He's still involved in boxing. When my friends went to Vegas to watch the Canelo fight this dude, he had like a little booth. They were able to take pictures with him and talk to him for a little bit, son. Yo, you don't get to do stuff like that in football. As a football fan, soccer fan, baseball fan, and basketball fan. You don't get to do that, son. You don't get to go to the venue, the stadium or whatever they're hosting, the game and stuff, and be able to just run into an area where you can take a photo, get a signature, maybe have a conversation, depending on how long the line is, of course, because some guys are more popular than others. You know how that is. But the way my friends showed me how boxing displays their history, you know what I mean, and still have the legends and the guys right there for you to, you know what I mean? That was horrible. For you to have that interaction, my G, that's priceless right there to me, dogs. Let me know if I'm wrong, please. Let me know if I'm wrong. But what I saw from what my boys showed me when they went to go to Vegas to see that fight, you know what I'm saying? The setup for the weight, when they weighed themselves and stuff, you know what I mean? All the pre-game type of things, and the whole setup, dogs. Boxing, they crushed it, dogs. I'm guessing they do this all the time, because that was dope, son. That was dope. But thank you for listening, my G. I really appreciate y'all, man. The like, the subscribe, the bada bang, all that for me, dogs. Appreciate y'all. I have 100 subscribers right now. Looking to get a little bit more with y'all help. It's Hands Down Sports Starting Lineup Podcast, my G.
Hands down.
Hasta la próxima, loco.
Hands down shit, you know what I mean?
Estamos aquí.